Hello. My question goes to Christina and Robert. I just want to know, how was it filming those steamy nude scenes together?
Oh, so intimate and romantic with all 100 crew members there and no ceiling.
Yeah. Jacqueline also gave me the worst advice at the beginning. He's like, everyone in the 1890s didn't have six packs, so don't work out.
Right. And I was told to grow armpit hair. So we were both really attractive. As attractive as possible at the time.
You must admit now that, Joe, that don't work out is one of the nicest pieces of advice you've ever received.
It seems nice until you have to take a shirt off of it. Oh man.
And don't shave your armpits because it's accurate. It's like you're like, yeah, I really want to be accurate to the period, and then you see it on screen as your arms raised and beautiful lighting, and then your arms are raised above your head, and you're just like, that was a bad move. Some accuracy is just not called for.
It's a new fashion Christina's going to set.
Thank you for that. Thank you. There was one on the left.
Hello, I'm Robert Iancu from Romania, Radio Links. My question goes to Holiday. Tell us also your feelings regarding your performance in the movie, how it was for you. You were awful quiet until now, and I want to hear your voice. And Christina, also your future projects shortly. I want to know more. Thank you.
Yeah, I was really excited starting this. It was great working with Declan because I love the character because there's quite a lot of ambiguity about her. That initially you think she's quite sweet and very innocent, and then it's not, and you start to feel sorry for her, and it's not until the end that you realise I think George has a line that she is her father in miniature, so by the end you kind of think, oh, I don't know who's worse off in that marriage, him or her. And so it was really fun playing with those kind of levels in the scenes and deciding whether we were going to be innocent or scheming.
And Pan Am, the TV show I was doing, the season's over now, so as soon as I'm finished here, I'm going back to New York to start rehearsals on an off-Broadway production of Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh.
So,
I mean, you don't want any more blockbusters in your life or for a while, and why the shaved hair? It's for some project.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of cool, like having it. Like, if you don't have to make not the hair. If you, I mean, having blockbusters in your life is never a bad thing. I mean, it's just when you're making it, if everyone is expecting it to be a blockbuster, it's kind of lame. But like, if you just make little, like smaller movies, like Bellamy, or like I just did a movie with Cronenberg, I mean, they become blockbusters. It's great. And the shaved head, it's. Yeah, I don't really know why.
It's me, Rob. It's me, Rob, just say.
Yeah, I'm trying to look like Declan. No, I was running, and hair kept flapping around in my head, and I thought I looked like an idiot, so I just shaved it off. Really interesting answer.
Okay. Next question, please.
Lida Bach, I'm a freelancer. I have a question for the directors. There's a scene in the book where George and his first wife return to the country. They visit his parents, and she's disillusioned by the reality, the poorness of country life, and we see what George is actually running away from. I always thought the scene is crucial for characterization, that we really see what's driving him, what he's running away, that we see which contrast there is between the lives of the rich and the poor, and here we only see a very idealized version of like dancing prostitutes in the Moulin Rouge, like kind of a cliche. So and one character says even the horse are getting rich. So why did you decide to leave that bit out of the novel? I found already it's very important.
Yes, I hear what you're saying. I think we've made poverty exist in the film by the very first shots in which we see Georges. Thank you for your question, and I do hear it. We are aware of Georges' poverty in the apartment right from the very beginning. We see it from the cockroach that's in his flat that he remembers later on in the film. We have a very strong sense of that profound poverty that I think that takes him through it. And of course, yes, it would be lovely to have the Norman scenes in. There are many, many wonderful scenes in the book that we can't do. But unfortunately, of course, a novel's a different form from a movie, so sometimes great sacrifices have to be made. But thank you.
Hello, I'm Ingela from Sweden. I wanted to ask the directors, we have seen a lot of historical films in this Berlin festival about an anti-revolution, maybe Danish film yesterday, and Chinese film start of the revolution, and a lot of other interesting films. So why do we get this film from you right now? It is a special time for this kind of films with some of the turning points in history?
I think it's important. Sometimes in order to examine yourselves, you need to go away. I've discovered I can make great theatre sometimes. Well, I try to make good theatre in Russian and in French, in different languages. Very often, it's very good to examine yourself by going to another period. Do you know, I'm not actually that interested in Paris in 1890. What I'm interested in is now. But it's very good to use that world to talk about ourselves. Because if the film is about people who are dead and past political problems and past feelings or past things, then it's boring. It's not a classic. To be really classic, it has to be about now. And I think you can say more outrageous and more subtle things implicitly through the mask of the other, if that makes any sense. So to actually go through the frame of history, it's not, you're not escaping into a comfy world, and I would be horrified if that was happening. I mean, of course, one can do that into some kind of gemütlich kind of, historical coziness. But to actually go to that world so that you can actually say things about how we are now, and probably, sadly, how we will maybe always be.
Okay, so I would like to thank you all for being here, and thank you for your movie. Thank you very much.
Yeah.